The story of the night, as it turns out, took place immediately after our game one of the doubleheader. This is Amare Stoudemire leaving the arena in Miami after the Heat's 10-point win over the Knicks. As you can see, his arm is in a sling. His hand was bandaged as well, thanks to an incident that took place shortly after the Knicks lost. David Aldridge was covering that game for us on TNT and joins us now from Miami with the latest. And DA, what can you tell us about what exactly happened to Amare?
All right, Matt, this is what we know. Amare, after the game, as he was going back to the Knicks locker room, Amare Stoudemire apparently punched a fire extinguisher, or the glass that covered a fire extinguisher, in frustration, one would suppose, and badly cut his hand. It was cut to the point where he may have had some stitches. In fact, we believe he did have some stitches taken in his hand. For a brief period of time, they had brought a stretcher with paramedics and EMTs into the Knicks locker room. We were not allowed in the locker room for more than a half hour, probably closer to 45 minutes. The stretcher came back out. No one was on it. Obviously, the EMTs left. Stoudemire, as you said, left the arena with his arm in a sling. His hand was not in a cast. I am told that the sling was just precautionary. They do not know the extent of the injury right now. The Knicks are boarding their airplane as I speak, getting ready to go back to New York City. I do not know if there's going to be an MRI or x-rays tomorrow. I would assume there would be, obviously, to see what the extent of the injury is. What I can tell you is that when we were allowed in the locker room finally, Tyson Chandler, when I asked him about it, said that he thought Amare was going to be out. Now, when I said out for Game 3 or out for the rest of this series, he said, I don't know. So according at least to Tyson Chandler, Amare Stoudemire may miss at least one game, at least Game 3 of this series. I asked him, if this was something that he would be very hard for him to be hard to forgive Amare for doing this and costing himself an opportunity to play. And he said, look, we all were frustrated. We all understand that, but no matter who's there for Game 3, we have to be ready. I asked Carmelo Anthony the same thing. He said he hadn't even had a chance to talk to Amare yet. He hadn't seen Amare Stoudemire before, Amare left the locker room. So that's what I know right now in terms of what happened. He cut his hand badly. We believe that he had to have stitches here in Miami. His arm was placed in a sling. There is no cast, so as far as I know, he did not break his hand. And in fact, I think Mike Woodson was asked that question in the press conference afterward if he broke his hand, and Mike Woodson, I believe, said that he did not think so. But that's where we are right now. Obviously, his status for Game 3 up in the air. The Knicks down 0-2 is the last thing that they need is their starting center and power forward, who's a key part of what they're trying to do and a key part of the advantage they have inside, missing any time in this series where they're already down 2 games.
All right, DA, great information. We appreciate the update. David Aldridge with us from Miami. This is a Knicks team that has lost 12 straight playoff games going back over the last decade or so. Frustration on his part apparently led to this, but from a team perspective, you find out your teammate just did this and he's a key guy. What's going through your mind now down 0-2? Well,
you're just mad because that's just stupid. You can't do that. I mean, you get frustrated. You can't hit glass. Come on, man. Come on. If you've seen guys punch walls or punch blackboards, but you definitely can't punch glass. You could cut an artery or something. And it's just stupid. That's not the other way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been on teams where guys have done dumb things. So now Carmelo, Mike Bibby, and the rest of those guys say, well, I've been on a team that a guy's done a dumb thing.
And that's it.
We've all been on teams where guys done dumb things in the playoffs and regular season. Yeah. This adds to those guys could say, well, this was one of the dumb things I was part of.
And again, no official prognosis on Amare's condition or his availability for Thursday night's Game 3 back in New York with the Knicks down 0-2.